Hi, you are listening to International Education with Cow, a podcast brought to you by Learn International that is dedicated to connecting global citizens. I'm Leonora Giudici, your host for this episode on Learn International Staff and Program in Pavia. So welcome to International Education with Cow. Today, I'm going to be chatting with Alena, who works for Learn International in Pavia, and she's currently working with a group of students from the University of Florida. So hi, Alena, how are you?
Hi, Leonora. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here. And I think that your experience is really interesting. So I would like to start with a small presentation of you. So can you tell us about your previous studies, your job experiences, and your career, your path that lead you to Learn International in the end?
Okay, so now I currently work for GLOBAC, which is the International Relations Office of the University of Pavia. And at the same time, I also work for Learn International, coordinating the program called it's Intensive Program in Physics, UF in Pavia program. So it's an 8-week program for students, engineering students coming to Pavia from the University of Florida. So so my background, I have master's degree in international relations and world politics, and I have an experience of studying in Russia. Then I completed my master's degree at the University of Pavia, and I also had a couple of exchange experiences. So one of them was at Florida State University in the United States, and another one was at the University of Turin while I was studying in Russia. So I also had an experience of traveling to the United States while I was studying in Russia as part of the work and travel program. So I have the understanding of American culture. At the same time, I also have the understanding of Italian culture. And for me, it was very interesting. It's been very interesting coordinating this program at the University of Pavia, because I can constantly communicate with American students, at the same time making the experience smoother, maybe here in Italy, because I know all these differences and can help them reach, and I think knowing these differences might help them to adapt to this new environment. So I find this very interesting.
Yeah, it is also really challenging because, of course, it's not easy to understand every culture in the world. So my congratulations, because I think that not everybody is able to do that. So being able to adapt, to be flexible, and to understand what people need is really a great skill, let's say that. So I'm also interested in how you got in contact with Learn International, because officially you work for University of Pavia. So can you talk about a bit your path to Learn International?
My supervisor at the University of Pavia from the International Relations Office, he was one of the persons who was coordinating all these relations between Learn International and University of Florida. And he was the person who knew about this opportunity, and he offered this to me, knowing about my experience of studying in America. And I also had my previous role maybe had something in common with this role that I'm having right now with Learn International, because I was also communicating with other international students. So that also maybe it was a little bit, it's not similar, but it had something in common. So I was helping them to adjust, to adapt to this new Italian environment. So I guess maybe this was the main reason he decided to offer this opportunity to me. And then I got a couple of interviews with the Learn International founders, and they decided to hire me. And yeah. I'm happy that I can do that, because honestly, maybe it's been one of the best work experiences that I had in the past years, I think. And this job is so rewarding because yeah, because of the specifics, I think I like communicating with American students, and I spent maybe some of the maybe best years of my life in America, especially when I was studying at university. And I think like emotionally, I'm so connected to this country, and I recognize maybe myself in these students, and it's so rewarding to do something for them and see how happy they are, and how great the experience in Italy is.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I totally agree. And I'm curious about like your role for this special program of the University of Florida. So can you explain us what are you doing right now in Pavia? This group of students, they come from Florida, but from which kind of course of faculty? Can you tell us about that?
They are the second year students, and they came to Pavia for 8 weeks. So this is a 8-week program, and they mainly study physics at the University of Pavia, and they also had 4 weeks of another course called Engineering and Arts, and the professor was an American professor who it's like also a part of the program, and he came there only for 4 weeks to teach this course. So they are engineering students, and they have different backgrounds, but since they started studying engineering 1 year ago, they have this, I would say, maybe generic subjects like physics, and some of them are coming from aerospace engineering background, some of them are mechanical engineering, some of them are computer engineering, and I guess also chemical engineering. So but for all of them, physics is something important for their future, like studies or career or degree. So yeah.
That's really interesting.
And what I'm doing, so Learn International organize a lot of non-academic, so yeah, apart from facilitating all the communication between the University of Florida and the University of Pavia and being part of this decision-making process, we also organize all these non-academic activities, because of course it's very important, like the academic part of the program is very important, but this is mainly what the University of Pavia is doing. But so what we can do is to keep track on the students and how their performance is, to keep track on their performance, and of course to collaborate maybe with the University of Pavia in order to adjust the course in a certain way that make this course more valuable to the students. And my role specifically, so I take care of the students, I organize all the non-academic activities so that they can make friends and to build the teams, because it's very important, especially during the first weeks, so that they enjoy even more this experience, and then also have this opportunity like they make friends, and then they study all together, and so that the experience is even more valuable to them, because it's not only about the academic component, but it's also about lifetime experience. Because now I had an interview with one of the students, and she was so excited. Like the most valuable thing to her on the program was the relations that she made here, like the friends that she made with all the other students from the group. So I think that this maybe is one of the most important things that they can gain. I mean, of course, apart from the physics courses.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it is also a really unique program because like combining engineering and arts is really smart, I think, because sometimes we just separate scientific, things from arts, music, but I think that they are really connected. And also, as you said before, creating a great atmosphere, help people to socialize, especially in this moment of history after a pandemic, so in which things are not really easy. I think it's not an easy work, let's say that, but I think that is really rewarding, as you said before. So Really, really nice to hear about that. And why do you think a student should have an international experience? What can it bring to him or her?
Yeah, if I may, can I also talk a little bit about this COVID-19 experience for the students? Because it's like this program is special to them because it's the first time they have classes in person, because they are the second year students right now, and they had like all the classes were online during the last year. So they have never had an experience of having classes in person. And this is why this is so special to them. And they are like enjoying like 100% of their experience here in Italy, because it's the first time they can communicate with each other, because they didn't know each other before, but now they made this like connections, like human connections and friends, and all the classes are in person, so they enjoy it even more. So it's like a real culture shock for them, maybe not only because they come to another country to study, but also because it's the different, like the first university experience when they can have all the classes in person.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Actually, I think that this is really emotional also, because, you know, even visiting a city and a country that I think that Italy, I'm from Italy, Italy is really different from America. So I think that probably, yeah, it will be a culture shock, but also something really challenging, something really that they will remember for sure in the future. So really nice. And I also think that an experience like that could really change a student's life. In my opinion, for example, I had a couple of Erasmus experiences related to my university, and I think that they really, when you come back, you're not the same person. You just change your way of seeing things, of let's say participate to life. So I think that it is really great. And do you want to tell us three main reasons why students should do an international education experience with Learn International?
I mean, I think it's very important in general to do the study abroad experience when you study, because this maybe might be a very valuable opportunity for every student, because as you said, it can change your life completely. It can change your perspective on certain things, and it can change your perception of different cultures. So it can make you like a different person. It can give you the opportunity to make friends from different countries, and it can also give you the perception of different cultures, so that you maybe coming back home, you can change something. So I guess that from this cultural point of view, it's very important to participate in these study abroad experiences, even if maybe you didn't like your experience, or like you didn't like the country where you traveled to, but so comparing the things, you can learn even more maybe about your own country. So in the case of a negative experience, you can come back home and decide to change something, like in yourself, or maybe like in your environment. So I think that this is like in general very important to maybe to take advantage of these opportunities that you have. And of course, Learn International is a company who, like the founders and everyone who works there, they have this passion for international traveling, and they will make this experience. I'm sure that they will do everything possible to make the experience the best experience for the students, because even now I noticed that like working with the students, so it's not like I'm somebody who is just like taking care of the students, of their safety and security. I think it's something more. So it's maybe my role is more about this cultural experience than about just taking care of their safety and security in Italy. So it's something more. So it's about building the team. So it's about showing them a different opportunities, that like different cultural things that they can do in Italy. in my case. So I think that this role is very important to give the students a certain perception of a different culture, and to give, like, to teach them how to travel, to teach them how to perceive these differences. So I think it's very important, and it's important to travel with Learn International, because this company is, as I said, they take their job seriously, and they know, like, they have like a lot of experience in building these programs, and they I completely trust them, like 100%, even if it's not a long time I'm working for them, but I see this hard work that is I see their hard work, and this is like a great example for me, because I also want to work like them.
Yeah, that's true. So thank you so much, Leona, for having shared your experience. It was really interesting to see your point of view, because sometimes we interview just students, but you are part of the staff, and not only of the staff of Learn International, but also of a university, which is one of our partners. So it was really interesting to see your point of view. And thanks for joining us for this episode of International Education with Cal, a podcast brought to you by Learn International. So please make sure to follow our various social media channels and subscribe to our podcast so that you can join us each week or each month as we found connection with people from all over the world. So until then, stay safe, stay curious, and always stay adventurous.